out of 40.
As soon as this is out, as soon as the bell rings, I'm out of the office with
Hey, Vanessa, call her Addie Lane.
No, don't. So, Vanessa, we might need you.
I apologize for the interruption, but I need everybody to hold on to their seats. We have a championship round starting, so please tune in for the championship round.
All right, lovely. Here we are, ready for our last match of Quiz Bowl for the year. We have Team 46 competing against Team 18. And they want to say their names one more time. So here we go.
I'm Nick Klein, I'm in 7th grade.
I'm Brendan Zaski, and I'm in 7th grade.
I'm Angel Potter, I'm in 6th grade. I'm Josiah Devine, in 6th grade.
And I'm Mrs. Frank, your friendly school counselor.
I'm Zachary Beck, I'm in 5th grade. Julia Manson, I'm in 5th grade. Stephanie Farley, 8th grade. Dylan Carrier, 9th grade. What?
All right, and before we start though, I do want to sincerely thank all the kids who are even sitting out there in classrooms who participated for your involvement. I saw all kinds of good sportsmanship, which always does my heart well. I thank all the teachers in the school for having patience on that Tuesday when we did the big day of matches, because there's a lot of kids coming in and saying, I'm going to leave halfway through and whatever, and they're just really flexible and good with that. I appreciate it. And we had 7 host teachers this year who make Quiz Bowl possible, right? I couldn't do it alone. So thank you to Mrs. Newbecker and Mrs. Tennant, Mrs. Lawrence, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Wiggerink, Mrs. Murdoch, and Mr. Wood, who were brand new hosts this year. All right, one more time, here's the directions. That way you get that chance to buzz in too. So, we use the buzzer system to answer a question right now, starting with Nick. We're going to give you one more shot to buzz in. Okay, Zach. Beautiful. Person who buzzes in first will be called upon to answer. I stop reading as soon as I see that that's happened. Once you've buzzed in, no talking. You guys have been really good about that so far, so confer with each other's first. When you're called upon to answer, you know, I'm not like crazy about this, but about 3 seconds to answer. You should have an answer when you buzz in. If the answer you give is correct, you get a point for your team. If it's incorrect, I read the whole thing to the other side. They may confer and give a group answer. Colored challenge questions are near the end, and they're worth 2 points. Calculators, scrap paper, pencils are there for your use. After this round, the team with the most points wins. Oof, waited a whole year to say that one. I changed my mind. Mrs. Bennett, who was in here for a bit, picked out the packet of questions for the final match. So they are good ones, I am certain. The first category is current events. Name the 5th and 6th grade IT teacher.
Miss.
That is incorrect. Let me read. You want me to read the whole thing?
Sure.
Okay. Name the 5th and 6th grade IT teacher who is new to the Sirline Middle School building this year. Team 18 says? Miss Quigley is correct. Miss Quigley. All right. Math is the next category. What geometric figure looks like the edge of a ruler?
90-degree angle.
That is incorrect. What geometric figure looks like the edge of a ruler?
Is it a line?
It is a straight line or a straight angle, you could have said too. 2 sides I would have needed for the, that's why I thought about it for a minute. All right, biography is the next category. I was born Samuel Langhorne Clemens. Although I looked for gold and worked on riverboats, I became famous from my stories such as...
Tom Sawyer?
That is incorrect. So I'll read the whole thing over here. I was born Samuel Langhorne Clemens. Although I looked for gold and worked on riverboats, I became famous for my stories such as The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Who am I?
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain is yours. Wow, you were so close and you know it, right? Tom Sawyer was one of Mark Twain's characters. So, okay, here we go. Next category is spelling. Spell the final syllable of the word metaphor.
P-H-O-R.
That is correct. P-H-O-R for metaphor. Okay, U.S. geography. Which state has more people than any other in the United States?
New York.
That is incorrect. So over here, you might want to think about it. You now have it narrowed down to 1 in 49. What? You want me to read it? Okay. Which state has more people than any other in the United States? Team 18 says?
California.
California is correct. All right. Science is the next category. What color is sulfur?
Yellow.
Correct. All right, I feel like it's back and forth. Is that what's happening here? So we have team 46 with 2,
Wait,
3,
oh, okay, and 18 is 3.
3 to 3. Lots of points in my hands. Here we go. Common bond is the next category. What is the common bond of water, helium, and hot air? Balloon is correct. Water balloons, helium balloons, hot air balloons, balloons. All right, team, okay, no, category, better yet. Michigan is this category. Good mercy, I gotta read this one on front of everybody in the planet. Here we go. The question is, the name of what Michigan community appears on early maps in such forms as Sycamore, Saconam.
Saginaw?
Correct. Thank you for making me quit early, because there were a whole bunch of them that were equally as fun to read. Anyway, all of those were, I don't know if they spelled it that way, but Saginaw is what it has become. All right. World languages is the next category. In Spanish, say the first 3 months of the year.
Can it be in order? Okay. Marzo, March, February, and February or something. And then January is.
Okay. So I don't have to get technical. Over here. In Spanish, say the first 3 months of the year.
Enero, febrero, and marzo.
Sí. Muy bien. Whew. All right, sports and PE. What signifies the end of an auto race?
Checkered flag.
The checkered flag. That is correct. Like, are we tied again?
46 has 4 and 18 has 6.
Okay. Lots of points in my hands. Next category is U.S. presidents. Julia Gardner Tyler became his second wife in 1844 after his first wife died in 1842. He was the first president to marry while he...
Nixon.
That is incorrect. So I'll read it all over here. Please listen. Julia Gardner Tyler became his second wife in 1844 after his first wife died in 1842. He was the first president to get married while he was in office. Name him.
James Monroe.
That is incorrect. Right right, so when I say Julia Gardner Tyler, you got to believe that the president's name is Tyler. John Tyler is the guy we were looking for. John Tyler. What? It was a clue. Let me just say. Here we go. Crosswords is the next category. 6 letters. Kidnappers demand.
Ransom.
Ransom is correct. All right. Anastasia, score?
46 has 4 and 18 has 7.
Okay. 4 to 7. I got too many points to count here in my hand. Language is the next category. A single sentence consisting of 2 or more simple sentences is called what?
A compound sentence.
It sure is. It's a compound. All right, math. Your second math question, perhaps your last math question. Yep, your 2-pointer is not math. All right. If you bisect a straight angle, what 2 angles,
2 90-degree angles.
2 90-degree or right angles are formed? If you bisect a straight line, a straight angle, what is formed? All right. We're going to go for a replacement, just because I'm the boss and I can. And honestly, I think it's more of a Mr. C question, and I don't think Mr. Westby's covered it. So, just in all fairness, I'm rooting out the fine arts question here. Here's the, no, I got a replacement. So here we go. Who painted the Mona Lisa? That is incorrect. Fine arts?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, Da Vinci. DiCaprio was a king of the world! All right. Thank you. That was good, wasn't it? All right, I got 7 questions in my hand. Are we within 7 points? I gotta believe it.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 46 has 4 and 18 has 10.
4 to 10. All right.
Yeah.
Social studies is the next category. In ancient Rome, what were the slaves called who were specially trained to fight?
Gladiators.
Correct.
Oh, there's their game.
Go for points. Here we go. World geography. On which continent is the Gobi Desert found?
Africa.
That is incorrect.
Asia.
So on which continent is the Gobi Desert found? Asia is correct. All right, this is a 2-pointer. U.S. presidents happens to be the category. Which president, okay, hang in there guys, all right. Which president was known as the Sage of Monticello?
Thomas Jefferson.
2 points, correct. This could be a 2-pointer too, kind of hard, but we'll see. Literature. Which war is the backdrop for the...
World War I.
It is incorrect. Okay. If you're going to make it a joke, I have a little problem with it. So I've given you a few hints to slow down a little bit. Literature. Which war is the backdrop for the book Across 5 Aprils?
Revolutionary War.
It is incorrect. Civil War. Across 5 Aprils. 5-year long, I'm guessing. All right, quotes. The quote, "too many cooks spoil the broth," means about the same as A, 2 is company, 3 is a crowd. B, the more people in charge, the less is accomplished. Or C, there's safety in numbers.
A.
A is incorrect. So over here, if you'd like me to repeat the whole question, the quote, "too many cooks spoil the broth," mean about the same thing as A, 2 is company, 3 is a crowd. B, the more people in charge, the less is accomplished. Or C, there's safety in numbers. B is correct. Which was, the more people in charge, the less gets accomplished. There we go, that's the last half. And my last question is miscellaneous. A $50 with this man's,
Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. The question read, a $50 with this man's image on it was first issued in 1964. Name the man, John F. Kennedy. So, hang in there for a minute. Let me grab some stuff. You got Hey, Mrs. Bennett, you're going to be my lovely assistant. All right, so we have prizes for each of the runners-up. A medal that says second on there, which is not shabby when you have 74 teams. So, Nick, would you come up?
I'm so
Mrs.
proud of
Bennett will give you one. Congratulations, good team, sportsmanship. All right, Rachel Potter. Yeah, let him out. And Josiah, you can get up too if you would like to. Josiah Devine is the last team member there. All righty, so the winners for this year, we have 8th grader Dylan Carrier. She says that she has. Stephanie Farley, 8th grader. And then the 2 5th grade cousins, just so you know. Julia Matson and Zachary Beck. All right, nice job, everybody. Have a good spring break. All right.